What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today's video is going to be a pretty interesting one. We're going to sit back and discuss pretty much all the leaked information that is coming out right now about Call of Duty Black Ops Gulf 4, which is obviously being developed by Treyarch, and it's dropping this year. You know, for those who don't know, if you've been following my channel for a while now, you know that we've been anticipating this game for a while because this is the first time in a long time Treyarch has had a legitimate full development cycle. So a lot of people are curious to see if Treyarch can cook with a full 3 to 4 years compared to, the typical like couple of years that they've been getting these past, I think it was just Cold War and Black Ops 4 that had some messed up life cycles. I think Black Ops 3 was pretty straight. But Black Ops 4, again, they were just mixed back and forth between having a campaign and Battle Royale. And then Black Ops Cold War, we all know what went down behind the scenes with that game and how Treyarch had to come pick it up, do their thing. It's just been a mess. So a lot of people are anticipating this. But with the leaked information I'm about to showcase to you guys, I feel like we might have a few problems. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and dive deep, if you are interested in more content just like this, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell. We post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern Time. And also, guys, today is the day that X-Defiant, the playtest, is dropping. I think at least. They said this weekend. That might mean Saturday, but typically when they say stuff of that sorts, it's going to drop on Friday going through Sunday. So, obviously, if it drops today, I'm going to be streaming and I'm going to have tons of content on this channel. So, like I said earlier, subscribe and hit that bell so you can stay notified on absolutely everything we're going to cover. If the game is looking good, if it's feeling polished off, should they drop the game, all the good stuff, you'll be able to see it right on this channel. And if you want to see my live impressions before we make the content, like I also said, tune into my stream. I do it over on Kick. We'll probably be live around 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Time, grinding out some footage, testing out the game. If you guys want to hop in, we do open lobbies all the time as well. You guys can find a link to my Kick channel down in the description of this video. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be showcasing to you guys the list of streaks that we're getting in Call of Duty Black Ops Gulf 4, and also some of the perks as well. Again, you can find some positives here. But overall, I gotta be honest, I'm a tad bit disappointed. I really am. And it's not really, a Treyarch problem only. This problem goes across all the teams. Even Modern Warfare 3 that you see here, I enjoy it a ton. I really enjoy the gameplay. But it also suffers from the same exact problem that I'm about to tell you guys here when it comes to the streaks. But before we go ahead and get into that, let me showcase the streaks to you guys in the first place. We're going to be getting the RCXD car, Recon Drone, the Honeypot, which is basically, I believe is going to be like what we had back in, I believe, Modern Warfare 3, where you throw down a fake care package, which will blow up an enemy if they pick it up, a regular care package, counter spy plane, Grim Reaper, SAM turret, artillery, booby trap, napalm strike, hand cannon, Hellstorm missile, sentry gun, war machine, Valkyrie rocket. We also got a Wilson, death machine, Nighthawk, attack helicopter, gas strike, which is a little interesting, which we'll talk about a bit later, chopper gunner, harp, sniper's nest, air patrol, and a nuke. And as you guys can also see right here from Nick, the person who went ahead and posted this image, they gave a credit to Vondi is Pog and Alan the Third. So of course, if you want to see who actually, found all this information, there's their Twitter accounts as well. But, back to the main point here. First and foremost, I have to discuss. I really am mainly just disappointed that we can't get any variety in streaks anymore. It looks like a decent amount. Like, don't get me wrong. It's things that are going to be fun. You're going to have assault streaks that are probably going to stomp. And then at the same time, you're going to have, actual streaks that you can use. Like the hand cannon, for example, which I really enjoyed about Black Ops Cold War, in my personal opinion. I enjoyed being able to bounce back and forth between using streaks that are kind of AI-based, or even, like I said, you can use them, AC-130s and stuff of that sorts, and then having, actual physical streaks that you could pick up, like grenade launchers, the war machine, the hand cannon, which you could really tear up some lobbies as well. I enjoy that type of variety, so don't get me wrong, I like that when it comes to the streaks in Treyarch games, but it's just, it really is all the same. We've been seeing the same stuff year after year after year, and it kind of sucks, to be honest with you. I don't even see an AC-130 in this list here. I wonder if they're going to add one in later, or if that's just not going to be a thing. But, the gas strike is unique, don't get me wrong, that's going to be interesting to see, but that is quite literally it. And honestly, the gas strike is probably the same thing as like the napalm strike, to be honest with you. So I don't even know if it's going to be that interesting. But I want to know what you guys think down in the comment section. Do you think that they can even branch out with streaks? Do you think it's possible? Because we've been getting modern game after modern game after modern game. Do you think they can even go ahead and do such a thing? Like, is there physically anything that could be different? And if you have any ideas or concepts of streaks, leave them down in the comments. I also heard that dogs might be coming into the, Black Ops Gulf 4, and they might have a really high-end streak. But, nothing really confirmed too much, but I mean, just the basics here, they're all the same. I guess that's what I really enjoyed about the Jetpack era the most, is that, they were able to go up into the future, and they were able to just expand and just do whatever they wanted and create whatever they wanted. Like the raps, for example, from Black Ops 3. Tons of fun. Absolutely tons of fun. And the Sniper's Nest as well from Black Ops 4. That was a nice, unique, interesting change, and having the squad unit that you can call in with you. But ever since, like, after that point, streaks have just been so bare bone. They don't really innovate. They just keep putting in the same thing time and time and time again. But I'm curious to know what you guys think of this list here. But the biggest problem that I see here in this list is the frickin' air patrol. I can't believe that we are going back to exactly what was wrong with Black Ops Cold War. Like, everybody was complaining that one of the worst problems was the fact that the air patrol was taking down anybody's streaks. It's the easiest thing to get. Don't forget that. It's the easiest thing to get. And also in Black Ops Cold War, your streaks didn't reset on death. So you're able to stack your points every single death. And it was extremely easy to get. So every noob known to mankind had a pocket air patrol to basically take down your streaks, which forced you to do basically the opposite. Instead of using all the streaks in the game and enjoying like an AC-130, I couldn't use AC-130s. I had to basically use AI streaks and then use my own air patrol, and then my squad ran air patrols as well. So we're constantly helping each other out because that became meta. Like, it's not fun. I'm sorry to say, Treyarch, but it's not fun. And I hope you seriously reconsider putting this streak into the game, or putting some massive nerf on it, because it's going to get to the point where, once again, everybody's going to run it by default. It's a mandatory pick in your 3 picks for, streaks to use. Because again, like I said, if you're running with a full 5-6-man party, you're going to rock it because you help one another out. If an enemy calls in an air patrol, you call in yours to knock it out of the sky. And if you're running solo, you're forced to not run any, streaks like an AC-130 or anything that you manually drive, because if you're in the AC-130, you can't call in your air patrol to back it out. So you have to use something like, a Sniper's Nest, and then when the enemy calls it in, then you can call in your air patrol to knock it out of the sky, which completely cuts down your options when it comes to what streaks you want to rock. I hated it. I'm going to tell you right now, the whole lifespan of Black Ops Cold War, I basically run like the war machine and the hand cannon and stuff of that sorts, and like, that's basically it, because why run anything else when it's just going to be 50,000 air patrols being called in? And lastly, ladies and gentlemen, I have a few toxic perks that are going to be possibly introduced into Black Ops Gulf War. First and foremost, the Last Stand perk may return in Call of Duty 2024 as Survivor with a new self-revive mechanic. The leak also includes new perks like Operative, letting users see enemies through walls upon respawn. And the data miner hints at powerful kill streaks like the Grim Reaper rocket launcher, an upcoming COD title. Don't mind the rocket launcher. I mean, shoot, especially if it's a streak, I don't mind those things. I said that in the very beginning. The war machine, hand cannon. I like those type of streaks because you can manually pop off if you're good enough with them. It feels very rewarding. But for the other perks there, oh man, I'm a little bit, concerned, ladies and gentlemen, but it's nothing really new. I feel like people are kind of overreacting about these things. I see everybody in the comment section saying, oh my god, what are they doing to Call of Duty? How could they ever do this? And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, well, I mean, they did this to us before in the OG. Like, this is nothing new. It sucks. Don't get me wrong. I hate these perks. I've always hated these perks, but they're not doing anything wrong to Call of Duty. If anything, they're making it more like the OG titles, because this is exactly what it was like, having Last Stand and, all the, oh god, it was so many toxic things in the past of Call of Duty. But yeah, I just thought it would be fun to throw this out at you guys and see what you all have to say in the comment section, because I know there are going to be some people riled up about it. But again, remember, even in the OG titles, we had extraordinarily toxic perks, just like, well, not just like, exactly like Last Stand. I mean, that's where it originated in. We didn't just make up Last Stand in current day COD. No, it was from OG titles. And then the perk Operative, allowing you to see enemies when you spawn in, again, sounds a bit toxic, but I don't know. I don't really see anything too wrong with it, especially since, you know, obviously it's just going to be a little scan. If it's 24/7, yeah, it's going to be a huge problem. Or if it's for a really long period of time, if I can run halfway through the map and I can still see the enemies, then yeah, it's an issue. But if it's just a quick little scan that happens once you spawn in, I don't see too much of a problem. And this perk might be pretty handy, especially for solo players when you get caught in really toxic spawn traps versus full 5-6 man parties, you know? And that's going to be me playing devil's advocate here, because honestly, I don't really mess with this perk too much. It does sound toxic. But realistically, you know, think about it. How many times have you gotten into a match where you're trying to carry 5 people, you got a full 6-stack verse, and you like Nuketown or something like that. They're holding a nasty spawn trap, and you have to try to, you know, pick and choose which gunfights you engage in, and, you know, it's chaos. Being able to see which head glitches the enemies are holding before I can progress really quickly would be a tremendous help. But then on the other hand, if you're versing a full 6-man party of people who are using this perk, that might be kind of toxic. You know, you take them all down and then you have 6, you know, really good players spawn in and see where you all are. Again, we don't know yet. We don't know yet. And it might be good counterplay with other perks. Maybe they'll mix that with like the Dead Silence perk or something of that sort, or Ghost perk, making you choose which one you would rather have. That would be good counterplay right there, right? So again, I can see the negatives, but at the same time, I can see the positives. I want to know what you guys think down in the comment section. Go below. Leave them there. Like I said, everybody's entitled to their own opinions. I would love to read them all. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hated it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. Post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern time. And don't forget, guys, we are going to be live again today over on Kick. So if you guys are interested, that stream will go live around 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern time. And you can find a link to that channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you all on the next one. Peace out.